That's heavy. Let's see what's in here. First thing, and the most important thing in my camera bag, is my main camera. It's a Canon R with a battery grip, because a lot of the times, you know, I like to leave my camera on when I'm out shooting. That way I can always just see something, take a picture. I don't have to wait for the camera to turn on. Not that it's really slow or anything, but I like to keep the camera on. So having an extra battery in the battery grip is amazing for that, but also it's fantastic for vertical shots. Like, this thing just feels great. One thing that lives on this camera is the EF to RF adapter, because EF glass is actually fairly affordable compared to RF glass, because RF glass is just crazy expensive. This way I can get decent deals on old used lenses, and I can just throw them right on this camera and they work flawlessly. And this one has the control ring, so you already have the functionality of RF glass with an EF lens. Pretty handy. A camera that I don't have with me to show you right now is the Canon M5. And the reason why I can't show it to you is because that's what we're filming on right now. There's the little Canon M5 right there. Nice little camera, very helpful, very handy. Not the best quality, but it works. This is probably my most controversial camera that I have in my bag right now. It's the DJI Osmo Pocket camera. I have all these attachments on it right now because I want to do some stuff where I want to clip it to my backpack. I want to have the tripod mount, you know, do some filming that way. But, you know, this is a great little camera, but if you watched my other video, you know how I feel about it, because I broke it very easily. I won't get into that here. You can watch that video, but you know, for what it is, it's great, but I'm so worried about breaking it and dropping it. For vlogs and doing the talking head stuff where I'm filming myself here and I'm vlogging here and I can cut between the two different angles to make the videos more engaging, that's fantastic. And that's the sole reason why this guy lives in my camera bag. I haven't actually got to use this little mount yet, but I was thinking it would be pretty good to clip it onto my backpack and do some street photography. Might be a cool little idea, fun little video idea, maybe in the future. We'll see. This is the Canon 2x extender Mark II. Basically, I just use it with my 70 to 200 just to make it a 400mm lens. This is fantastic because sometimes there's a bird shot that I want to preserve the details I don't want to crop in, like my eagle shot. This was a godsend for that eagle shot, because I can really get that range that I need. And this thing was only 200 bucks, and it's basically like buying a brand new lens, because it turns your other lenses into long lenses. It won't work on, you know, stuff like this because it physically just doesn't fit. But, you know, for any telephoto lens, it should do the job. And just so you know, it works flawlessly with the EF to RF adapter. It does look a little bit silly when you have them all together. Look at that monstrosity. Look at that. It works amazing, but it adds weight and it looks kind of clunky.
Pretty clunky.
Works great. I'm so glad I bought it. This is the DJI Mini 3. It's a very handy drone, but relatively inexpensive. I picked this guy up for about $400. And it's been great. It doesn't have follow mode, so that kind of sucks. But just to get aerial shots as some B-roll, this thing is fantastic for that. You can't go wrong. This is probably my most used lens, the 17 to 40L. It's an F4 lens, so it's not as fast as, you know, other lenses you can get, but it's cheap. And for weather sealed pro quality glass, you really can't go wrong with one of these. I think I picked this one up for $500. I can't exactly remember, but probably around there. I'll ballpark it. But yeah, probably about that. I love wide lenses because I shoot a lot of landscapes and I really like to show the entire area. So this thing lets me do that. And it's not like the other wide angle lenses where the glass sticks out over the front and you got to get those adapters with the slides and everything. You can throw a filter right on here. And the nice thing about this being 77mm is it's also the same as this lens. They're both 77mm. So all my filters work together with my two most used lenses. The 70-200L f2.8. This is such a fast lens and the compression on this thing is amazing. Perfect for shooting stuff at a decently far away distance. This thing is amazing and I use it all the time. It's a fantastic lens. Various filters. So this one's pretty cool. This is a KnF Concept. This is a neutral density filter, but it's also a polarizer. So I don't have to screw on two different filters. I can have the neutral density and the polarizer at the same time. And if need be, I have another neutral density filter here that I could put on the front of it. Not that I would need to often, but I believe this one's only 3 stops. This one's 10 stop, I think. And then these are just some random filters I have, just kind of fun ones. This is a kaleidoscope. I use that for my my engagement shoot to create some really cool stuff. And these ones are basically just macro ones, which I don't use all that often, but it's still cool to have. You screw these on, you can turn your lenses into macro lenses, changes the focal distance. Kind of gimmicky, but really, really fun to mess around with. The other things that live on my camera bag are my tripods. This is a very cheap tripod, but it's used for my Canon M5, just that so I can set it up somewhere, film myself. My actual good tripod is the one I'm currently filming on right now, KnF Concept. Fantastic brand for good, cheap quality stuff. But yeah, this guy's like $15, I think. It was like nothing, but it's nice to have, you know, just as a backup or just to throw my little camera on. You wouldn't put a big camera on this or anything, but for a Canon M5, this thing works perfectly. For all my actual photography shots, the KnF Concept works amazing. And some of the random miscellaneous stuff I have in the bag is just stuff like extra lens caps, extra microphones. These Rode wireless minis, they're fantastic for doing stuff like this. And when I'm out, you know, walking around and I want to walk away from the camera, I don't have to worry too much about the transmission, because if you throw this on, you walk 10 feet away from the camera, you're not going to be able to hear it. So it's good to have a selection of microphones, but there's also random stuff. Like I said, I have this, I have extra cables, cleaning cloth, cleaning kit, that sort of stuff, just miscellaneous stuff. DJI pocket case. This sometimes comes with me. It's just SD cards. A lot of the times I don't end up filling up the SD cards that I have with me, so if I'm just going on a day trip, I won't bring this. But for any other trips longer than a day, this guy always comes with me. Good to have a spot to put all your SD cards. Other things I carry around in my camera bag when I go on a trip is just chargers and wires and all that sort of stuff. One thing I don't have in my camera bag is this guy, the 24-105. Why don't I have it in my camera bag? Well, this is a coffee mug. I don't have enough money for the 24-105L yet, but I have a compromise. I have the 35-80. It's not an L series lens. It's a very cheap lens. You could probably pick one of these guys up for about $50. it lives on my film camera right now. Mainly because I don't tend to use that middle ground. I either shoot really wide open or really tight. I never kind of shoot in the middle ground. Why? Maybe it's because I don't actually have the L series version, but I don't know. I just don't find myself shooting that focal range all that often. But if I ever do, I have this, the Nifty 50. This guy lives in my camera bag all the time. I don't end up actually using it too often, but every now and then I'll throw it on. I'll take a couple photos with it. Nothing really much to say about it. I love the lens. I don't use it as much as I really should be using it. And this is my Rebel XS. It's a film camera, but it's kind of a cheating film camera. It's got the built-in light meter. I can do all the same stuff. Got a little screen up here that'll tell you your shutter speed and your aperture, so that's really nice. You can set timers on it. It's basically a way of shooting film really easily, I guess. But it's really handy and it's really nice for when I want to shoot something on film. And this one, I picked it up with the 35 to 80 millimeter lens on it for $5. I picked it up at a thrift store. I saw it just sitting there, $5. You really can't go wrong with that. And it's in perfect condition and the photos look great. So that's everything I'm carrying around in my camera bag for 2024. What are you guys carrying around? Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe if you enjoy this sort of stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.